Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 11th biology students, and this is for 13th January 2021. As we all know that we are into the revision mode, we are revising the entire syllabus, all the 22 chapters, and as part of it, we are revising today chapter number 21, Neural Control and Coordination. So far, we were talking about the nervous system. What is the functional unit of nervous system? That is neuron, parts of neuron, significance of synapse, how synapse will be formed. We also talked about types of nervous system in human beings, in man, central nervous system, and in that brain and backbone we discussed. Then peripheral nervous system, autonomous nervous system, all these types of nervous system we discussed. We also discussed how the very origin of nervous system takes place right from protozoa until vertebrates. Now, every day we also experience that sudden involuntary actions we show as a response towards the stimulus. Like I have been telling you many a time, when you are walking barefoot, it so happens maybe a pebble, maybe a thorn enters into your sole, and immediately within fraction of second you respond by just lifting your leg, and your hand goes to the place where the thorn is trying to enter inside and remove the thorn and rub that place. So here there is a stimulus. What is the stimulus? Thorn. Is it external or internal? It is external. So there is an external stimulus. And for that stimulus, our nervous system responds. Our nerves respond. How quickly they respond? Fraction of a second. Similarly, when you touch an electrical wire, there's a live wire, let's say, by mistake person has touched, and what is the immediate reaction? The person quickly, fraction of second, he withdraws his hand and starts shaking his hand or shaking his body. Now here, what is the stimulus? Electric shock. Is it external or internal? It is external stimulus. Similarly, hot pan, something hot is, your mommy is cooking in the kitchen, and you go and in your hurry unknowingly you touch the vessel or touch the pan, hot pan, and you know that the substance was very hot, and by mistake, by in a hurry, you touched it. And what is the response? Within fraction of second, with a huge sounds, you remove your hand, you withdraw your hand. This is the response. What is the stimulus here? External stimulus. That is hot pan, hot vessel. So our body, because of nervous system, responds quickly to all these incidents and accidents. And similarly, I said early morning when you get up, open the window, the sun rays fall into your eyes, you blink your eyes. Here again, external source, external stimulus, sunlight. What is the response? You are blinking your eyes, you are half opening your eyes, and gradually your eye adjusts to the intensity of the light. Here in all this, there is no involvement of brain. So where there is no involvement of brain, only your backbone decides the action to be taken, and the body responds as per the directions of the backbone, then we say it is reflex action. And you must have seen many cricketers having very good reflexes. The fielder doesn't know that the ball was coming towards him. In a flash, he just raises his hands and catches the ball. And the commentators say it's a reflex catch. And sometimes a fast bowler like Brett Lee is bowling at 150 kilometers per hour, and the batsman closes eyes and touches. It was not intentional. It's just a casual thing. And the ball goes for a 6 or a 4. It's again a reflex one. So reflex actions take place every minute in our life, and sometimes the response that we give will be a positive one, sometimes it will be a negative one. If reflexes are slow and you are touching a live wire and you know that there is a shock going on, you are feeling the shock, electric shock, but by the time you decide and take your hand, already damage is done. Hence, person has to have good reflexes. And of course, how fast the reflexes are depends upon the age, depends upon the profession that we are doing. So when you are young and energetic, your reflexes are fast. When you are becoming aged, the reflexes will slow down. That's why senior citizens will have more accidents because of slow responses in a reflex action. Hence, one has to be very, very careful. And reflex action is so fast, so quick. The reason simple is the brain is not involved. The entire processing, the communication processing will not reach the brain. Then brain will analyze whether it is good or bad, where it is originated, whether it is stimulus external or internal. All this, by the time damage will be done. So only in reflex action there is no involvement of brain. It is only this backbone. So it is a spontaneous. So look at that. It's a spontaneous, autonomic, mechanical response to a stimulus without the will of organism. This is what. It is controlled by spinal cord, not brain. So spinal cord plays a very important role in reflex actions. That's why one has to keep the spinal cord upright. Don't bend and walk. Don't bend and sit. Don't have a bent posture. That will reflect your reflex action. Hence, try to make your spinal cord straight so that your reflexes will be better and faster and spontaneous. So the afferent neuron receives the signal from sensory organs. What are the sensory organs? You know there are 5 sensory organs. Let's say Pancha Gnanendriya. 5 sensory organs. So eyes, nose, skin, tongue, and of course hearing, ear. So there are 5 sensory organs and transmits the impulse to central nervous system. The efferent neuron carries the impulse from central nervous system to effector. Example, knee jerk reflex. The path followed by reflection is called reflex arc. So this is how it takes place. First, there will be a stimulus. Let me write whether external or internal stimulus. So like I said, hot pan, hot thing touching. So the stimulus will carry the messages through the nerves and the messages reach to spinal cord, and the spinal cord takes a decision, immediate decision, gives the orders. Again, these are in the form of electromagnetic signals. These orders reaches to the target organ, target area. Target area may be like you are touching a hot pan, then it is hand, and then withdrawal of the hand. Withdrawal of the concerned affected hand. Withdrawal of the organ. And this withdrawal of the organ, we call it as response. So every stimulus has got a response, and that should be a good one. So stimulus response. This is all, and this path that we have written now is called reflex arc. Okay, and then we come to the sense organs, namely human eye. Of course, for your batch, this is not there in your syllabus, eye and ear. Anyway, but for your NEET exam sake, you just draw the diagram, keep the things with you. That is vitreous chamber, fovea, blind spot, optic nerve, choroid, sclera, retina. Look at that. This is very, very important for all of us. Ciliary body, cornea, and this is the lens. This is what makes us to see, and aqueous chamber. So spherical structure consists of 3 layers. External layer is a sclera, whose anterior part is called cornea. Middle layer choroid, and innermost layer called retina. Retina contains 3 layers of cells: inner ganglion cells, middle bipolar cells, and outer photoreceptor cells. There are two types of photoreceptor cells called rods and cones. Now, I want to give the importance of these rods and cones. It is better, being 11th class boys, you are going for the 12th class and you are going to write UPSC NDA, and better to check your eyesight first. Check your eyesight first. Is it 6 by 6 or not? First thing is that. Second, you see if the number of rods and cones are perfect as per it or not. So go to an ophthalmologist, check your eyes, so that when you clear your NDA exam, UPSC, SSP is over, go for medical, you should not have any problem with this. And see whether you are able to see all the colors. Sometimes there is something called color blindness related to this, rods and cones. Hence, unfortunately, some of our students got this, so hence it is better to do it now. So the daylight, phototopic vision and color vision are functions of cones. Look at that, color vision, cones. The twilight, scotopic vision is the function of the rods. And mechanism of vision, the light rays of visible wavelength fall on retina through cornea and lens to generate impulses in rods and cones. Photosensitive pigments opsin and retinal get disassociated due to light to change its shape. Change in shape of opsin cause change of permeability to generate action potential that is transmitted to brain via optic nerve. Next, ear, again draw the diagram, know the significance of each label. So external ear, pinna, then you got external auditory canal and tympanic membrane, most important, acoustical tube, cochlea, very very important, cochlear nerve mainly responsible for this hearing, and stapes in oval window. These are the three bones, and malleus, incus, stapes. These are three, many times in your NEET exam asked, and of course temporal bone. So divided, ear is divided into three regions: outer ear, middle ear, inner ear. The middle ear contains three ossicles called malleus, incus, and stapes. The fluid-filled inner ear is called labyrinth, and the coiled portion of labyrinth is called cochlea. The organ of corte contains hair cells that act as auditory receptors and is located in the basilar membrane. Mechanism of hearing, external ear receives the sound waves and directs them to eardrum. Vibration of eardrum leads to vibration of ear ossicles. Vibration reaches cochlea that generate wave in lymph. The waves generate ripples in the basal membrane and hair cells in them. As a result, nerve impulses are generated in afferent neuron that passes to brain via auditory nerves. And you know, in brain there is a separate center for hearing. This is how the mechanism of hearing.